Welcome back, everyone. So tonight we've got a very special one because the last few games that have gone by that we're going to be breaking down, Man United ain't won any of them, so it's going to be fucking blinding for the rest of us. Kyle's looking very glum, so yeah, I bet you can't wait, Jonesy, can you?
No, Roll, come on, let's get this over and done with.
Superb. Before we get into sort of breaking down the fixtures and that, I've just got to give a bit of a shout out to a football team that one of my mates plays for. So I don't know, like if you guys have heard of St. Pauli, the team in Germany.
Yes.
Like the anti-fascist, all of that. But so basically, my mate Rui from work, he plays for a team based in Southend that sort of are like a supporters club of St. Pauli. They're called St. Pauli-on-Sea. Basically, they sort of like an official affiliated supporters group, and they play other sort of supporters groups and teams of similar ilks, mainly for charities and like worthy causes in their area and that, such as sort of HARP, which is a local homeless charity in Southend and things of that kind. They've also got a partnership with football shirt creators Kit and Bone, and they sell the home and away shirts of their kit online, and all the money goes to like charity. Yeah, it's really good call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whack the links in the YouTube description and the description of the podcast episode, so you guys can sort of follow them on social media and get over to their website and buy some shirts. The shirts look blinding. So yeah, well worth doing, especially for anyone who sort of is interested in the whole St. Pauli movement, and it's quite an interesting team, and their kits look very similar and have got like the sort of same vibe about it with like the whole skull and crossbones type thing. And yeah, they look quality. So yeah, there you go, Rui, mate. I've shouted you out. Plus the guys that you guys know that I used to play with on in midweek, the Footy Killers lot. We're gonna set up a little game with St. Pauli-on-Sea in the near future, once sort of we come out of this COVID lockdown type stuff. So yeah, we'll get a game sorted. We'll come up to Southend, give them a game, and yeah, hopefully raise a bit of money. So yeah, go from there, boys. So anyway, moving on. First game we're gonna react to is Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. So I will start with Mr. Boyle. Over to you, mate.
Well, it's not obviously the result was an amazing result. I know Chelsea made a lot of changes, obviously with the upcoming games that they've got, but yeah, I mean it was a massive howler by Jorginho and Kepa, which was lovely, greatly received by Aubameyang to knock it back for ESR to score. But I was impressed with the way we defended. They came at us time and time again, and we managed to somehow keep a clean sheet. I can't believe that they didn't score, to be honest. But yeah, massively pleased with it, to be honest. I thought there were some good performances in there. I thought Holding played well. I thought Thomas Partey had one of his better games. But Chelsea really pinned us in at times, and to keep a clean sheet at Stamford Bridge is very difficult. So yeah, good 3 points for us.
Fair play. Davey boy.
Yeah, obviously it didn't feel that important with the season petering out for us, but like Matty said, it's still a massive result. Like it's the first win at Stamford Bridge for nearly 10 years or something, I think it was.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's a long time, yeah. So it's a big result. It's just a shame. It looks like we've sort of run out of time. But yeah, Chelsea made a lot of changes, as Matty said, but still a very strong side. They've got a really strong squad there. Even with all them changes, it was still a squad that you looked at, and we were massively the underdogs. It was a lucky-ish goal, but I felt like we forced a mistake with the way they were pressing, which just makes you disappointed that they couldn't press like that in other games and show that urgency and fluster the other team like they did in that game. But I mean, we did defend well. It was pleasing to see us hang on to a lead for pretty much the whole game like that. But it was just thing that concerns me is that if the only reason we could play like that is because we got that goal, which we did force the error, but it was still fortuitous, and it set the game up for us to play like that. If we hadn't got that goal, you can't just sit there and defend like that with 0-0. I didn't see too much attack. I mean, we counter-attacked a handful of times, but I mean, we can't base that around. It was a good one-off game that we ground out, but we can't make that the way we play going forward because it won't work. But yeah, stepping back from being too critical was a massive result at Stamford Bridge to win there with Chelsea in this form.
Yeah, it's I didn't realise it's been that long. That's mental that you ain't won there for all that time. Do you think it's sort of with Chelsea as well? It almost seems like the wheels are coming off at the wrong time for them. Do you know what I mean? They've just lost the FA Cup final to Leicester. As we speak, they're drawing to Leicester, losing to you. They lost to you boys. Like if they don't win tonight's game, it's not in their hands anymore. The top four.
Yeah.
So
it's the risk you take. Like Tuchel said when he lost to us, he took the blame and said that he felt he made too many changes, and it sounded like he selected somebody, which he didn't tell you who, but he wished he hadn't selected him. But
probably Kepa.
He took the blame for making too many changes there. But that's the risk you take when you're worried about the next game. So you're trying to rest players. You can sometimes upset the momentum, and you're better off just carrying through with the core that have sort of been instrumental to the run. So he's like you say, he's probably kind of just made their momentum stutter just at the wrong time, and now they got a massive loss in that FA. I know they'll say they've won the FA Cup loads of times and all that, but it was still a punch in the guts to lose in a final. You always want to win if you're in a final, and it just makes you question yourself and probably knock their confidence a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens.
I mean, before that FA Cup game, they were on fire. To be fair, I mean,
it's unbeatable, didn't they? Yeah.
Since he's come in, he's proper steadied. Well, even wouldn't even use steady the ship as the phrase. The ship's sailed quite nicely, isn't it? They've
smooth, mate. Yeah,
very smooth. But
it's hard because they wasn't smashing goals. They were winning games, yeah, but they still were. And this, I think, the thing is, the goals have dried up, and that's why now they're starting to lose. Or whatever, they're not starting to look as good anymore because the goals have dried. I mean, they're not getting them results anymore.
I mean, fucking hell! Imagine if they had a striker who could finish his dinner. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
there's one available, isn't there?
He ain't going there.
He's only on the bench tonight because Havertz is injured.
Oh no, I was on about Harry Kane.
Oh no, not him.
The thing is, like, we're going on a tangent here already, but.
Yeah, it's always going to happen at some point in this chat.
If you're Chelsea, like you've got to have a go at him, ain't you? Surely, like
he ain't going Chelsea.
Why not? He wants to leave Tottenham because he wants to win trophies. He wants to stay in the Premier League because he's chasing that record.
Why would you go Chelsea?
It only leaves a handful of teams that are available, really.
If City are just half interested in him, he's got to go City.
He's going where he wants, basically. For me, he literally, if he wants to go Chelsea, he will end up at Chelsea. I think he's going to end up exactly where he wants to go. I just personally don't think he wants Chelsea. I think here go United or City, whoever. Again,
okay. Without being disrespectful to Man United, why the fuck would he go to Man United over Man City? Please explain to me. Rude.
City might want Haaland. That might be their target. They're not going to buy both of them.
He will never. He's in the prime of his career. Chelsea just scored, by the way.
Yeah, I just see it. Yeah,
he's in the prime of his career. It's now or never, as a lot of pundits you would have listened to over the last week or so, since he's made it even more known that he wants to leave. It's like City, for me, is the only logical destination for him.
Oh, of course, they're more attractive. I get that.
Yeah, and they need a centre forward, don't they?
Yeah. Nicely timed.
Again, though, from their point of view,
Man City don't pay money like that. They pay 60s. They pulled out a Maguire.
Who's going to pay what they're looking for?
And the thing is, Greg, as well, like with the money that they're going to be after for him, if you're City, do you really risk that with someone with them biscuit ankles, or do you go for Haaland? Like, personally, I wouldn't outlay that money on a 27-year-old Harry Kane, whose injury problems are getting more and more as he gets older.
I think Chelsea might go for him and get a bid accepted. It's whether he goes to Chelsea.
I don't think
Tottenham would accept a bid. Outside of Arsenal, Chelsea are probably Tottenham's second most hated team.
Yeah, but
it don't matter if they give Levy
if he puts the money up, Abramovich, if he says yes, then Daniel Levy can't say no because Harry Kane wants to go, but Harry Kane can say no to Chelsea.
Daniel Levy would sell anyone to any fucker. He don't give a toss. If they give him the money he's after, he'll accept the bid. He'd sell him to Arsenal tomorrow.
The thing I'm thinking is, right, listen, United, the state that United are in, I don't think we can spend over 100 plus million on Haaland and think he's not proven. See, I think Kane would be a better signing for us because, no, he's not in the Premier, he's not, but with Kane. But City, I think if City get told, yeah, you can have Kane for 120, they'd be like, hold on a minute, put an extra 30 and we're going by a 20-year-old Haaland who will be with us for the next 10 years or whatever. Yeah. It's more, and City are in that position where they can afford to have Haaland. And
exactly.
They can just go.
What you're saying don't exist anymore, bro. 10 years. What? He ain't going to be at a club for 10 years.
Why not?
Highly unlikely.
Because Mino Raiola is his fucking agent.
But if City dominate world football for the next, which there's not a lot of teams that are very close to him, really.
If he goes to a club like City, he'll
don't know that.
No,
you don't know that.
He will.
Yeah, because no one else will be able to afford him either.
No, exactly. Yeah, of course he would stay for 10 years. He'd do a 5-year contract, 5-6 year, and then when it comes, he'd do another 3 or 4. It's easily done.
What he's saying is, Kane, is that he wants his future sorted out before the Euros. What a lot of the rumours are coming out, and the word is that Levy's going to be an arsehole and make this go right down to the end of the transfer window. I don't know whether that's to keep.
I don't think he will. He can't.
Well, you say that, but you don't know what Tottenham are thinking at the minute.
He's on a 3-year contract.
Yeah, Tottenham could command a massive.
Can do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
If I'm Tottenham, I ain't selling him for any price.
No, you'd make him rot if you really.
This is the moment where they'll get the most money for him, though.
Yeah. 100%.
But it's also in a climate where people don't want to pay the money, Dave.
Yeah.
So what
it's a difficult one?
2 years ago, I know he would have been 2 years younger, but 2 years ago, any club would have bitten 150s. Bang.
So what do you think? What sort of bid is Levy going to say yes to? What
120s, I reckon.
What makes them sell?
I think 100 mil plus.
Yeah.
I think if you put 100 mil down, you get him.
But I actually reckon in this climate, there's going to be a lot of deals, right, that are X amount now, and there's going to be lots of installments added on these things because of the climate. And I think teams have just got to accept that. You might not get the full whack for him right now. But again, I reckon if you went to Levy, listen, we're going to give you 80 million up front.
Arsenal started the trend because they done that.
Mate, I've been doing it since day on Football Manager. Don't worry about that. I love a little 3-year instalment or 3 payments over 3 years or that crap. But I reckon there's going to be a lot of deals. So again, 80 million up front, 30 million next season, 30 million season. He's still going to get his big bucks for Kane, and it's not the massive outlay.
Can you imagine what he would have been going for had it not been COVID?
150s. I think it's only 150s tops for him, even without COVID, to be fair.
You're saying that like you're buying a packet of sweets down the shop. Like £150 million for a player is obscene.
Yeah, it is a joke. But
it's obscene.
No, it is a joke. But I mean, I'd say for me, I'd love him at United. I think it'd be quality for us.
Let's get back on track anyway. We'll no doubt cover this more in the next few weeks, especially in the post-season, boys, when we go through transfers and that. But let's move on to the next game anyway, which is the one Greg's been looking forward to this. Man United 2, Liverpool 4. I'll tell you what, Carl, I'll let you start us, mate.
Why?
You've got to talk about it, so you can make it as long-winded.
You started so well. The game started so well for you. You might as well start.
Right, well, listen.
Delilah. Why? 4-2.
Right, yeah. We started well. When the goal went, I thought we dominated the game for the first 15, 20 minutes or whatever. we got the goal, and I thought, you know what, we can go and smash these little shit cunts tonight. And then we just went, to absolute pot noodle. Like it was just. I mean, I don't even think Liverpool actually played that well, but yet they just absolutely destroyed us. If this week has not shown us that we need fucking centre halves, we've been no one's fully convinced on Maguire anyway. But look how much we miss him. We are awful without him. Absolute awful. Well done. I mean,
what's the situation with him and his injury, by the way?
I think he's out for the cup final and all.
Is it? What's he done?
I do you know what? I don't even know. I thought he was back for the final, but on this tonight, the commentary on the game tonight, they were talking about that. That's why he's started Tuanzebe tonight, because he's trying to see who he wants to pair with Lindelof.
Fair play.
Him or Bailly.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm a bit. I mean, honestly, the way we've been playing, we're going to get beat next week. I can feel it. But yeah, I mean, hold a bang, United. You've let Bobby Firmino score twice against you, and Dean Henderson. I've been a bit of a critic of him for a long time. See you later. I've seen on Sky Sports tonight that they're fucking. We're going to stick with De Gea. Fucking good. I'm sorry, the geezer's gone. Nah, he's pissed me off. No, I've had enough of him.
That is not a happy camper.
It's lucky it don't really mean fuck all. It's lucky that our position's sort of cemented. I'm telling you honestly, because
you
ain't been a great week.
Cole, and you're still second though, aren't you? You haven't had a
no,
game.
But it just shows how shit you are.
I'm sorry, we don't get a penalty every 30 minutes. Sorry about that.
Right now, sulky bollocks is how you say, Greg. We'll go over to you,
Greg.
Let him have it, Gory. Fucking let him have it.
I'm surprised he's not still going, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you're right.
I've got over that.
Your eyes, mate.
I've been stung again since that tonight. Don't worry about it. I'm over your game. Fuck you.
No, to be fair, I was spitting feathers when we went 1-0 down. I was ready to turn it off. I thought, like what Kyle said, like they started quite well, and when they scored, and especially being an own goal, I was ready to go. I was thinking, this is going to be fucking humiliating for us. And then, yeah, just all like, it's a bit funny really, like, because Kyle, I didn't think we played amazing. We just settled down and got into a bit of a rhythm. Trent had a really good game. For all the criticism he's had, he did do really well. But like, yeah, it was weird. I didn't see us having a 4-goal game in us anyway. But you just went apart as soon as they scored the first. I don't know what happened, but they just fell to pieces, and we just like capitalized on certain areas, certain mistakes that they made, and yeah, like Big Nat Phillips popping up in a box and fucking swiveling and turning, and then Jota, whatever he did, little flick. Henderson, no chance because he's shit. And then, yeah, super fucking Firmino, fucking. But to be fair, I think the free kick was was a bit lucky, wasn't it? I think what happened? Something happened on the free kick. I don't know if it. But anyway, we got it.
Salah probably fell over his laces or something. Yeah, you're pretty right, Greg.
No, I think the ref got in the way and gave a free kick, and then we took it. I don't know, but decent ball. Firmino at the back stick, and then half time's a different talk. Then, isn't it? Really, do you know what I mean? And then he scores again. He pops up again. Fuck knows what happened to you lot trying to play out the back. I mean, you got 4 Beckenbauers at the back trying to fucking play it out, but yeah.
Unfortunately, one of them's called Fred.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Fred Beckenbauer.
But I just don't get it. I've had this chat with so many people. Apparently, the statistics say that by keeping the ball from a goal kick now, keeping possession, even though it's in your third, keeping that possession is better off than battling for the ball in the centre, like battling for the seconds off of a goal kick, basically. That's what they're saying. But,
It's an interesting debate for sure, because some managers are swearing by it, Arteta being one of them, when he doesn't have the players to play the fucking system in the first place.
But I just don't get it though. I really don't, right? Because
it's never been until recently. I don't. When did it start becoming a thing?
I don't know.
Last year? I don't even remember.
No,
Pep Guardiola.
It was Pep's first year he was doing it.
Players to do it. That's the difference.
You might not get possession, right? You battle for the second ball, but where are you battling for? Like, where are you battling for that second ball? It's in the middle of the pitch.
Rather than your 6 yards.
Rather than fucking it up, losing it on your own third, your own defensive third, for the other team to then maybe get a chance and fucking score, which is it's happening every week. You're seeing it.
I remember when we played you at Anfield and we were trying to do that against the best team, probably
the high press, yeah.
Pressing. I mean, Jesus.
But again,
worst opponent to do it against.
We're not even in that sort of space anymore where we probably are the best pressers at the minute. But you still don't do it to us. You don't do that. Why Man United think that they could have done that is just. But whatever, you know.
That plays into your hands if they're.
Yeah, of course. But that was 3-1, and then as soon as we got 3-1, it was like, you know, the game. It's just it was a weird game. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking over the moon. We beat them fucking scummy pricks, but you know, they got the game called off, and then fucking.
Good luck with fourth, yeah. Good luck with fourth. All the best for it.
Oh, here we go. You got the game called off, then you had to fit it in. And he fucking plays a shit team against Leicester to play his best team against us. And you fucking played shit. You played better against Leicester with the kids.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, no, but Trevor Sinclair wants us to dock points for that. How many points does he want to dock for the Liverpool game when we played our best team? Fucking silly prick.
And then, and then the fourth goal was, you know, Curtis Jones put Mo Salah through and that. You know, he weren't never going to pass, was he? But he slotted it. So
he never does.
No, he don't. But do you know what? Fuck it. It was a brilliant result. Couldn't knock it.
Before we move on to the next game, Greg, what did you make of the whole Mane handshake situation?
Yeah, I mean,
did he pie Klopp? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Klopp went to shake his hand at the end of the game, and he basically threw his hand up and was like, "Fuck off," pretty much.
And then he started again. Anyway, so there can't be no bad feeling.
The thing is, right? He's done that. He's done that on camera, which is probably makes it even worse. He probably would have got it in the changing room. Do you know what I mean? Or he would have got that. He would have been called into the office. He would have got it, and he would have been reminded of his fucking himself. At the end of the day, he was dropped in that game because he hasn't been. The only thing I can think of is because he scored in the game previous, he's probably thinking, you know, I should be starting. But at the end of the day, he scored against Southampton, but he's been shit.
Yeah, he's not been good.
So it was probably a case of, you know, okay, you scored, but you haven't been good enough in this I don't know, the last few months,
but
even maybe more than a few months. He just hasn't been good enough. So he probably deserved to be dropped. Yeah. But you know,
that's why you have a squad. You know, you're not going to play 38 games in the Premier League and have 38 worldies, are you? Sometimes you need a little bit of reminding that you're not guaranteed to start a game.
You know, Aubameyang hasn't reacted the best sometimes when he's been taken off.
No.
But he hasn't disrespected the manager as in face to face, whereas Mane did, and it got caught on camera.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been, you know, he would have been reminded of himself by Klopp for that, and hence probably why he did start the next game, because it's probably just dealt with, you know, finish it and try and get back to fucking being the Mane that everyone knows, you know. But yeah, I do think it was very. Don't get me wrong. I've been in them positions where you know you don't want to. Sometimes you don't want to fucking, you know, pat on the back because you feel you feel that, you know, you should be playing or whatever. But at the end of the day,
you bastard.
But at the end of the day, this is professional football.
Yes, yeah. Again,
you're not guaranteed to start a game. That's why you have 2 players in every position in the squad.
Yeah.
You need And if you're not doing it, there's a chance that you might not start the next game, and that's the way it should be. Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, we're not Man City, as in we haven't got.
No.
I don't think we've got someone better than Mane.
No.
To then just bring in, and I think he probably realised, he's like, well, you know, who are you bringing in that's better than me? We ain't really.
That's true, yeah.
If someone was coming in that was better than him, maybe he might, you know, reality check is he's got someone that's competition. He ain't got competition. Only now Jota can slot into any one of them 4 positions. That is helping us. The fact is that we can drop either one of them, Bobby, Mo, or Sadio Mane. We can drop either of them, and Jota can just slot in. But we haven't got one in each position. So it's a bit, I just, it was wrong. It was wrong.
Were you shocked that they loaned Minamino, considering like the squad depth, or not really?
I don't think he showed anywhere near enough.
He ain't good enough, mate.
No, to even warrant being in our squad. Yeah. You know,
I just meant from a depth point of view. Like if you get one of them players injured, then you've got
he's not even getting games for Southampton now.
Yeah.
No, not really. Do you know the thing is, I sort of said to Carl at the weekend, he bought on Shaqiri, against West Brom, and I was like, he ain't been playing, and he hasn't been the same player since last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, he hasn't been able to make that impact this year, and if you're not playing, you definitely can't make impact. So our squad is so thin, like it's bare. Again,
the defensive side that's been shown this.
100%, yeah. But I still,
we need to reinforce a bit in the summer and bring in some quality to challenge them players that start.
Oh, massively, yeah. Because we've even got some midfielders. We've got plenty of midfielders, but even some of them are just not doing it. You know, like
the Ox never plays ever.
Loves an injury, the fella, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he done so well for us on a period, and then got injured, and then he just ain't been able to get back in. Naby Keita's the same.
Naby.
Let's move on to the next game, boys. Like I said, I'll do it in the order that they happened as well. So we're going with the Leeds game next, and then we'll be back onto you in a sec, Greg. So Burnley 0, Leeds United 4, which was the early kickoff on Saturday. Yeah, like I said to you boys before we started recording, Burnley started quite well against us. They come out the blocks fast, and it's almost like these teams know what we're about with our high press and our intensity in the way that we play, and it's like they want to meet fire with fire early doors. But that can only last so long. And we've sort of grown into the division now in the sense that we're quite happy to sort of not go completely 100% gung-ho with it at the start, half sort of let them have a go until we sort of feel that they're starting to drop off a little, and then we step it up. And it's exactly what happened in this game. We took probably half hour to get going. And then once we did, it was curtains. My boy Clicky is back. Mateus Click. He's back to his best, mate. He was fucking phenomenal again. I was so happy. I love that man. He scored an absolutely superb goal. And I don't know if you've seen the goal. It was fucking hilarious because Jack Harrison's bombing down the left wing when Clicky's moseying through the middle. And Click picks up the ball just inside our half. And Harrison's wide open down the left the whole time. And you can hear it because there weren't no crowd. You can hear him screaming at him. He's going, pass the ball, pass the fucking ball. He's going the whole time. And then Clicky just cuts back inside and curls, whips it bottom corner. And Harrison, as he turns to shoot, Harrison throws his arms up. He's like, fuck's sake. And then he just sort of turns and goes, oh, fair play. And then tail between his legs goes over and celebrates with him. It's fucking hilarious. But that was I was well pleased with that. And then once we've gone in with the lead at half time, it was just one-way traffic. We've bashed them second half. A good little goal from Harrison, flicked in, diverted Alioski's shot into the net. And then Rodrigo, who's finally back fit, we actually give him a chance up top, which we've been playing him in the cam role, number 10, and we give him a chance up top. Took Bamford off quite early, which has sort of been unheard of. But he took him off in about 58 minutes or something like that. And then Rodrigo come on and he bagged 2 goals in the space of about 5 minutes.
How's that pass from Calvin Phillips, by the way?
I was going to mention that, like,
joke.
Not many players in world football have that in the locker.
Yeah.
Like, people, like, he's got the moniker of the Yorkshire Perlo, and he's had that at Leeds for a while now. That's the reason. Like I said, you don't see many players fizzing balls like that, pinpoint accuracy, banging it into the person at full pelt, and it was just magnificent. Like, and he does that fucking 5 to 10 times a game. He's just got these passes in the locker, and it's such a great advantage for us to have someone in that defensive midfield role who's pretty much our midfield enforcer. He breaks play up, but also has that passing ability to turn like a defensive tackle on the edge of our box into
an attack. Yeah.
We've got 3 people bombing forward, and he's picked one out, and we're bombing, like, we're outnumbering them then at the edge of their box, and it's like, fuck me. And it sort of must be so hard to play against, knowing that if you commit forward, and we tackle you, and he has the ball, you're pretty much fucked, because he's going to find the pass. It's very rare he misplaces one.
Yeah.
Like, it was class. And the 2 finishes from Rodrigo were just absolutely magnificent.
His goal as well.
The first one in particular, it was world class. Like, he's had 2 touches and he's beat 2 defenders and chipped the goalkeeper, all like in 2 simple touches. He just made it look so effortless and so easy. It was actually quite Bergkamp-esque, that goal. It reminded me of a few that he done, like, over the years, where it was just into him, and just with one push and touch.
Those were the days, lads. Those were the days.
But do you know what I mean?
Now we got Eddie and Ketia.
Don't remind them. Fuck.
With one sort of his first touch, he's just killed the ball and put it in his stride and taken out 2 defenders just with one touch and just killed them. You could see the defenders were, and they're supposed to be top defenders. Ben Mee and James Tarkowski, like, they're touted as very good defenders, where, like, they should be nicking moves. And over the last few years, people have been saying that they're going to be nicking moves to bigger sides than that.
Arsenal.
And yeah, but he's just roasted them. Like, it was class. Well impressed. There's one thing as well. I don't really know what's happened with it, but Dwight McNeil and Alisson had a bit of a.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Well, I don't really know. It's a bit of a strange one where how it's looked. Look, Alioski's known as a wind-up merchant. He's got the fucking mentality of a 9-year-old ADHD child.
He tried that with Pepe, didn't he? That didn't work.
Yeah. He kept saying Peppa Pig to him, apparently. He was just going, Peppa Pig, Peppa, and just winding him up. And just, the geezer's a fucking lunatic. And he's known as.
Peppa Pig has killed me.
Yeah. And he's a madman.
Peppa Pig, I'm sorry.
He is a wind-up merchant, the fella. And he's over. How I was looking at it during the game was he's winding up McNeil. McNeil's got the lashed out at him.
Yeah.
And he's made the most of it, Alisson. Like, he's rolled around again to wind him up even more. And then McNeil's lost his fucking head and he's gone over him. And it's weird because when you watch the footage back, it looks like he's gobbed at Alisson. Because it looks like he spat at him because you can see sort of spit come flying out and just miss his head. And then he's standing over him, like, giving him abuse. And then the next minute, Alisson stood up. And I don't know if you see his reaction.
Yeah.
Like, he's basically got up with his tongue out. He's giving it the and then he's gone and done like the stupid fucking in the face at him.
To play against him. Punch him in the face.
Was it the fact that Sean Dyche was going a bit mental as well on the side?
Well, he done that to Dyche, the whole giving him a bit of stick. So it's all just looked a bit. I thought it was fucking hilarious at the time, but now it's sort of come out that Dyche said after the game that Burnley have made a report against one of the Leeds players. But then
he got asked what it was, and then he
and they were quite sort of coy about what it is. So I can't really comment because we don't know what it is. But at the end, when it happened, the cameras show Alioski saying to the referee, "Did you hear what he said to me? Did you hear what he said to me?"
Yeah.
So I don't know what McNeil said, and it was quite weird that McNeil got subbed pretty much straight away. Yeah. So I don't know if McNeil's got a bit lost his head and got a bit out of hand, and they're trying to sort of flip it on us.
Surely that's not the end of that, though, is it? That's
So it's a bit of a weird one, really. So like it's hard to comment until you sort of know what's been said or what the accusations are. I see everyone. The first thing as soon as reports are being made and accusations are made are racism. That's what the first sort of thing that does the rounds on Twitter. And there was people saying that like the gesture Alioski made was some sort of racist gesture. If it is, it's the first I fucking knew of that being a racist gesture. Like it's the sort of thing you do to make a kid laugh, and do you know what I mean? It's just childish.
It's something of nothing. You just don't know.
100%. So I don't know if it's just being looked into a bit too much or what, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But all in all, like buzzing with the performance, and yeah, we just destroyed them. Really, it was fucking quite easy. But yeah, so that sort of covers that one. But
very good result.
Yeah, massive result. I mean, not a lot of teams go to Turf Moor.
They don't get bashed up. That's the thing. They don't get bashed up.
Not there anyway.
And you could see as well, like barring the McNeil reaction, their players were rattled, mate. So rattled.
It's not nice losing 4-0 at home, is it?
But even when we was 1-0 up, Matty, and then 2-0 up, like that Ashley Westwood, all he done all game was hack someone down and then scream in the ref's face every time a foul was given. And there used to be the totting up process, like you get to a certain amount of fouls given away, it's like an immediate yellow, regardless of how petty they are. This fucker must have been in double figure fouls given away before he got booked. And it weren't just the fouls, it was after every foul, he's in the ref's face. That went for a stage of being an immediate booking as well. You're getting in the ref's face, shouting at him. He was doing both. I don't know how the geezer stayed on the pitch. Like he was massively rattled, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it was brilliant to see. But yeah, so have that, Burnley.
Happy place.
Happy place, Turf Moor. It's not their fucking happy place, is it? And also Mate Vidra.
Oh, don't talk to me about
it. Middle finger for you, mate. You rejected coming to Leeds a few seasons ago because you thought you was going to be big time going to the Premier League.
That showed
fucking Burnley, but yeah, enjoy that one, sunshine. Enjoy your 4-0. Oh, by the way, before we move on the point of Vidra, Meslier again showed that how fucking world class he is and is gonna be.
The keeper, isn't
he?
Good
barely had anything to do. And it's a sign of a class goalkeeper when you very rarely have much to do, but then when you're called upon, he's there. And there was 2 phenomenal saves he made, where pretty much one-on-ones, and he's come out like smelling of roses both times. The guy is fantastic. To get him in for 5 million at the end of last season is.
Where did you get him from?
Lorient. In France.
That's where Laurent Koscielny came from.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, it's another stroke of genius getting him for that money as a steal. Like, what would he be worth already? 21 years old.
I thought he was shit, to be honest. He's proved me wrong. I thought coming up, I thought, who the fuck is this? He didn't really play for you last year, did he?
He played the last sort of 10, 15 games once Kiko got banned.
He's still going to have his dodgy moments, but that's going to come with age. But what he's showing already is the fact that he is going to be class.
Yeah,
very good goalkeeper.
100%. While we're doing this, by the way, it's 2-1 now. Chelsea, Leicester.
Now
Iheanacho's just come on and bagged the goal. Gone to the tuck shop.
On this bloke, didn't he?
Desmond would do.
Desmond, yeah. But yeah, let's move on back to you, Mr. Greg. West Brom 1, Liverpool 2. And I'm sure there's something in particular you're going to wax lyrical about. So over to you, GK.
Oh mate, do you know what? I was entertaining on the weekend, so I was. Yeah, I was entertaining, so I didn't catch it a lot. But what?
Took his hat off.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we didn't. I forgot to actually mention that at the start of the episode. But Greg's sort of known for the audio listeners who don't watch it on YouTube. Greg's known for he has a hat on every episode, a different hat every episode. Today's the first time he's actually got his barnet out. So yeah,
Jonathan's out.
He has got hair for everyone that hasn't seen it before.
And he's put Brill cream in it.
He's giving himself a little spray of fucking fruit and all.
I'll get it out. It's nice and fresh. But
have you put your earring in as well?
Oh, I got rid of them a few years ago, mate.
A bit of a shine on your left. Take those back in.
But yeah, no. What I caught of the game, mate, I can't believe. Yeah, like we struggled against them both times this year. I really don't understand. But
Big Sam effect.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Like because they, obviously they pulled up a result against Chelsea and whatnot, but in between that, they're shit, aren't they? Like, and that's why they've gone down. Like, I don't want to be horrible about it, but
don't want to be horrible. They're shit. That's why they.
No, but they deserve it because they've gone down. They're not good enough. Yeah. They seem to have been able to play well against us for the 2 games, and how the Robson Canoe got a good goal. I was cursing Alisson a little bit because I thought he possibly could have done a bit better, but
you weren't after that.
No, yeah, well, there you go. But again, yeah, like Salah's pulled us out of trouble. Great finish, like out of nothing as well, because I didn't think we were going to get sort of back in the game. Well, we wasn't. I thought we was going to get back in the game, but like we wasn't looking like we was. And then, yeah, just out of nothing, like the finish was like unreal from outside the box and that. I think Johnston was at like full stretch. I don't think he could have done anything else. But then it's just, yeah, like second half was just like, trying, nothing, just trying. And then, I mean, it's got to the last seconds. And, I've sort of said to Kyle, like, that's it, we fucked it, sort of thing, that was our season. And then, yeah, fucking Big Ali comes up and no one marks him. And then, yeah, like literally, I sit like, well, if you was here, you would have the scream that come out of my mouth. Scream the house down. Like
he shouted to the kids and everything, Harrison, come on, look at this, Harrison.
Mate, I was like, the missus was like, what's going on? I was like, mate, I just screamed the house down. I couldn't believe what I just like witnessed. Like I've seen other keepers score goals, but they're mainly like scraps and they volley it in or they tap it in. I don't think I've ever seen a keeper come up and like fucking, it's a bullet header that a striker would even be proud of.
It's a phenomenal leap and a great header. Like I've only seen that like a header like that from a keeper once, and it was Paul Robinson when he played for Leeds. We played Swindon in the FA Cup, and we needed a goal, and he came up last minute, and it was very similar, but he's gone up front post and he's just fucking flicked it to the far post, top corner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but that was the first.
Well, didn't he, from a place kick?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. That was at White Hart Lane.
Yeah, I remember that.
that Alisson goal, though, is the first headed goal by a goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
There's been keepers score, but never a header.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you've seen it where, for Howard, he done that big kick and it zipped up off the deck, and
Begovic, wasn't it?
Yeah, when they all just like, toe poke it in or something. But like this header, it was a joke. It was it was unreal.
Leaning back as well. He had to sort of go back to it as well. It wasn't like,
yeah, like any striker would have been like happy.
Yeah.
Like to even, but has any of you been on Sky Sports today, like on the app?
Nah.
The the Brazilian commentary to it is unreal. Like,
Oh, really?
You know what they're like when they just go. He was like, Alisson, go! It's unbelievable, literally. It's like,
South American commentary is superb, isn't it?
yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Like, literally, but yeah, I just couldn't believe it, mate, to be honest. Like, literally.
I must admit, like, obviously, I'm not associated with Liverpool in any way, shape, or form, but there's nothing better than seeing a goalkeeper come up and score a goal.
100%.
Especially in the last knock-ins of the game.
Just seeing a goalkeeper come up gets me buzzing. Like,
Yeah.
just, I'm like, yes, you just want to see it because you know that something's going to happen. Either it's going to be a scramble, or he's going to get on the end of something, or it's going to be a break the other end. But for him to come up and bag that, it was just brilliant. Like, I was over the moon for him because it's such a legendary moment.
What it meant as well, like, you know, obviously
the emotions there.
It's kept our Champions League dream alive. Like, and it, you know, the fact he's a fucking keeper, and it's taken for him to score the goal that's keeping our dream alive. Plus what he's been through, like he's had a shit few months. Obviously, he lost his dad and whatnot, and
coupled with all the mistakes he's made.
Yeah, and that's happened within the time, obviously, of him losing his dad and everything. And you saw that in the interview he gave straight after.
Brilliant interview.
Yeah, it was just raw emotion.
It made me love the guy.
Yeah, and you know, like he hasn't really done media since, because he said he finds it hard to talk about, which I can imagine. I've not lost, touch wood, but anyone that has, like, I can imagine the rawness and everything, and for him to come out and it was just fucking unreal. And as I say, that the sound that come out of my voice, like out of my mouth, was just unbelievable.
I was gutted. I had the Desmond. I had the draw in the predictions. I thought, this is a touch. You lot have all gone Liverpool. I thought, I've got some points here.
Well, the other thing, back on the Desmond, Kyle, West Brom should have had another goal, mate.
I mean, I not even spoke about that.
We spoke about it in the group, didn't we? In the WhatsApp group at the time, and they've obviously disallowed it because of Matey standing in the front.
He's in front of Alisson. Yeah, that's all I can think.
But the header's come in so quick and then been knocked inside. It wouldn't have mattered.
Actually, he wasn't affecting Alisson really and truly.
It was pinpoint. It was like header in. Like it's almost hit Bartley and gone in. Do you know what I mean? Like Alisson would never have had a chance to take it over.
Man United had a goal tonight that, Fernandes didn't touch that. I don't care what anyone's. He did not.
We're not on that game yet. I don't want to talk about it. We're not on that game yet.
Not on that game.
Well, we're moving on. I mean,
we've spoken enough about Alisson's fucking worldie anyway.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. Fair play to him. That interview. If any of you haven't seen that, get on the interview from Alisson after the game. It was emotional. It was honest. It was raw. It was brilliant. It's refreshing. I love interviews like that from players, and a lot of, like we discussed, even when we had Tubes on, a lot of them are pretty robotic in their responses. It's that standard. Oh yeah, looking forward to the game the weekend. Blah blah blah. This was a good result. That was a bad result. That was brilliant. That interview, so refreshing. I was sort of captivated watching it. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. But let's move on to you then, Jonesy. Back to the scumbags. The theatre of shit at the Shitford End tonight. Man United won. Fulham, the championships. Fulham won.
We're not Madrid.
They're still Premier League,
Barcelona.
Not in there yet. Now, do you know what I do want to say though? It was lovely to see fans back inside Old Trafford. It is nice to see.
It was in a couple of weeks ago. What are you about?
Yeah, I actually see a tweet. It's like, this is the first time Man United fans have been outside Old Trafford for 10 days or something like that.
Yeah, but they were wearing green and yellow. That's not your colours, mate. I don't understand.
They're Norwich fans, aren't they? They're glory hunters because Norwich have won more than them this year.
Not yet. They haven't.
They have. They've won the league.
I don't know. They were champions, weren't they?
Hey!
Yeah. But no, I mean, again, started the game. I mean, in all fairness, we their moments for them, but the game was quite comfortable. We just couldn't kill the game off. Cavani, lovely finish, but as Greg said, it was 100% offside. I thought he touched it, so I thought, well, it's definitely onside. But then when I said the VAR was looking at it, I'm thinking, but if he hasn't touched it, but it got given, but it would do because it's Old Trafford. So of course it would do.
Glad you said that.
But
because Leeds were playing at the same time, so I've not seen it. I just saw a little clip of it on Twitter before we come on. So that bit where he's flicked it through, he obviously ain't
not
touched
that
it.
one.
So he was offside when the first
when
ball
De Gea kicked the ball, he was offside.
Right.
Then when Bruno got the apparent flick, he was onside, but Bruno didn't flick it.
Oh.
Well, I don't understand. How does it gets referred to VAR, and yet they're looking at the flick,
Handsy,
the non-flick. I can see, and I don't know however many else people who have seen it agree, I can see that he ain't touched it. So how does VAR think that he has touched it and it's okay to be a goal?
They said it's not clear and obvious. They can't guarantee that he's not touched it with the bottom of his boot. That's why they didn't intervene, because they could not be sure that he didn't touch it.
Oh my God. Wow.
But I mean,
but
it's a bit like
Greg, that's getting VAR'd and binned, isn't it?
It's a bit like a touching ball in snooker. It was. I don't think he touched it, but it was close. But
fucking hell.
There was no deviation of the ball. It was offside. I thought, don't. But do you know what? I'm buzzing. Cavani's finally got the score in front of fans at Old Trafford. I mean, it was a great finish.
Great finish.
What a
goal.
And we should have battered them. Honestly, we should have absolutely tore them. Sorry, I thought let's go 2-2. Greenwood could have had a couple. The game was very comfortable, but again, it's such a cliche thing. But if you don't kill the game off, it happens all the time. Teams get back into it as long as they can stay in the game.
Especially in the Premier League as well. If you don't take your chances, you
get punished.
What happened with the equaliser, Jonesy? Because I obviously haven't seen any of it because I was watching Leeds.
Brian, wasn't it?
Joe Bryan.
Yeah.
Joe Bryan,
his first goal. It's his first goal since the playoffs.
Fucking hell, he's barely played, has he? Since they come up.
No, again, VAR looked at that. Why the fuck was they looking at that for so long? That was clear that it was not offside.
No, Wan-Bissaka was poor then. Wan-Bissaka was the one that played him on, if anything. And then I don't know why he was running in. I always think, listen, he must know that Bryant's behind him. Maybe I expect too much from these professionals, but why are you running into him?
He's not turning his shoulder though, Carl. I know, but as a right back, so when the ball's coming in from that side, yes, you've got to be running towards your goal, but you've got to turn your shoulder a bit and know what's on you.
You've got to know where your man is.
Yeah.
But he's running to Lindelof's marking no one.
No one wants to defend properly anymore.
Well, but Wan-Bissaka is the definition of defending. That's all he can do.
He's pony, mate. I don't know why you lot blow so much smoke up his arse. I don't rate him at all.
I think defending there's not no one better in the Prem for defending.
No, one-on-one defending, Carl.
Sorry?
Yeah, one-on-one defending. I'll give you that.
He's good.
He's quick.
He's good at one-on-one defending because a lot of people can't get past him with pace. Without, do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't say he's great at defending. He's not great positionally.
No, he's pony.
No, I like
Alice reject.
Top drawer. I think he's top drawer, but he was at fault there, definitely.
Did you see? So the referee tonight for Fulham Man United was Lee Mason. Have you heard what's happening with him now?
No.
He's VAR now, isn't he?
Transplant?
That was his final game tonight. He's no longer a referee. He's now a dedicated VAR referee.
Oh, fuck. Him, of all people.
Never get a decision ever again.
The biggest calamity I've seen all season, and they put him in charge of VAR.
Yeah, so when that came up on screen that this is his final game.
Wow.
Gary Neville was like straight from the frying pan into the fire, yeah? Because he's gone to now VAR, like
gone at everyone's hopes of VAR improving then.
Yeah, pretty much. It's unbelievable.
Liability, isn't they? These lot, unbelievable.
Oh, it's all kicking off here, boys.
Yeah,
But also it's Leicester Chelsea game.
yeah.
I'm a little bit
But
behind you boys because I'm on a totally legal.
if the result
Cromwell's on the deck.
if the result stays like this, tonight's result don't matter because we're second. Good, all the best for Liverpool. Keep fighting for fourth, boys. Eh? Which you ain't gonna get.
We need Tottenham to do us a favour.
We'll move on, boys. Anyway,
Yeah, thank you.
We'll move on to the other game of tonight, which was Southampton 0, Leeds United 2. Yeah, again, similar sort of to the Burnley game where Southampton came out the blocks on fire. They looked really sharp early on. Went for about sort of half an hour where they were sort of in control. Really, they looked quite dangerous. But even though that they looked dangerous, they never had a shot on goal. We contained them to a point. Do you know what I mean? They could only get so far, and then we would get in, and Llorente or Phillips would nip in and take the ball from them. So it never really got to the stage where the keeper had to make a save, which was very fucking handy because they dropped Meslier tonight and played Kiko Casilla.
Yeah, I see that.
So the fact that he didn't have a save to make was very beneficial because if he did, we'd have fucking lost. But yeah, the other thing, like with it as well, like we made quite a lot of changes tonight, and I think it took us pretty much the first half to get that under our belt before we got going. He's let Robin Koch and Matthias Klick leave early for this season to get themselves ready for the Euros, because they both had knocks through the season and they're like only just sort of getting back. You don't want to risk them. So I thought that was a really nice touch from Bielsa to do that. To sort of say to them, look, go and get yourselves ready for the Euros, boys. Like you don't have to come in to full parts to train or be available for games. We'll sort of let you get ready, which was nice. So again, like we made a couple of changes because Rodrigo started tonight and Liam Cooper came back in, and then at half time we made two changes. We took Calvin Phillips and Diego Llorente off at half time and brought on Pascal Struijk, and Gaetano Berardi made his Premier League debut for Leeds.
He's not played all season.
He's been out since the second from last season. He busted his knee. I think it was the Derby game, like the penultimate game of the season. He busted his knee. So, like even when we got crowned champions and that, he's bowling around on crutches and that, he really fucked his knee up. And he made his debut today, which was brilliant because he was actually out of contract last season, and a lot of players during that time were sort of refusing to play because they didn't want to risk getting injured because of the whole extension of contracts with COVID. But he played regardless. He was like, I'm fucking like committed to the cause, and we give him an extra year's contract to like reward him and said, you've got an extra year, we'll get you recovered and back fit. And yeah, he capped it off today by coming on, and he was a fucking rock in the second half. He was brilliant, mate. Him and Virgil van Dijk were fucking class together. So,
is his contract's done now? Then is it after?
I think he's out of contract again. Yeah, but yeah, it's a weird one, really. Like, emotions aside, he's probably not going to get any games moving forward. But I'd love to see him stay at the club in some capacity. He's a legend at Leeds. I love the man, and he's I'd love for him to sort of stick around in some capacity, but whether or not that happens is another question. But and other than that, I thought, like, I spoke to my dad after the game and I said, from about quarter of an hour into the second half, Rodrigo was just pulling strings. He was completely dominant. He was back in the number 10 tonight, and he ran the game second half. He was just spreading the ball left, right, and centre. Rafinha was having a lot of luck as well down the right, and we had him on toast the second half. Paddy Bamford gets another goal. Should have had a penalty as well, but because he didn't go down with the contact, they didn't give it. And he's, like I said to you boys before we recorded, he's brought up the question of do I have to dive then? Do I have to go down to get something? It's the whole point of what VAR is for, isn't it? To check if there's contact and that you shouldn't have to throw yourself down. But they pretty much confirmed that you have to do that to get anything. And then the Welsh wizard, Tyler Roberts, I've been getting on his back pretty much throughout the season. And I was talking to my mate at work today saying that probably going to have to move the man on at the end of the year because he's not contributed any goals or whatever. But I was so fucking pleased for him. He got his goal in the last minute today, and you could see how much it meant to him. He's celebrated like he's won the FA Cup for us. You know what I mean? He's gone mental. He obviously the pressure was mounting on him, and the players' reaction towards him as well was great. They celebrated with him again, like because they knew how much it meant, and it was a lovely touch. I was well pleased for the guy. And the other thing, before we get on to our baller of the week and donkey of the week, like these broadcasting firms, your BT Sports and Sky Sports, they need to change their rhetoric when it comes to Leeds United, because every single game that we're on telly, without fail, soon as the ball goes out for a corner or as soon as there's a free kick in our half, the graphic comes up of, oh, they've conceded however many goals from set pieces this season. They're very weak at set pieces. Oh, this could be dangerous. There's another goal looming. They're shit at defending set pieces. In the last 10 games, we've conceded 1 goal from a fucking set piece. It's a different team. That whole first half of the season, we'd signed 2 new centre halves in Llorente and Koch. They were both out injured. Plus, Pascal Struijk had never played at this level and was learning the ropes. It's a different fucking team now. Since we've had our defence, we're not conceding them goals from set pieces. So change the fucking record. They're so lazy with their research and their journalism. It winds me up a little bit, but one of them.
Black and white don't lie, mate.
What's that, mate?
Black and white don't lie.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, like going into the last game of the season now, West Brom, I'd like to see a few sort of emotional changes. I'd love to see Pablo start the game to sort of end his career at Leeds in front of, albeit a reduced crowd, in front of the fans. I'd like to see Berardi start as well, and a few of the others, just to give him a sort of bit of a run out and give him a bit of a send off, which would be nice. And like that, our last 10 games now, we've only lost 1 in our last 10. And in that time, we've played Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Tottenham. So our form is right up there. You know what I mean? It's pretty good end to the season. So much for that Bielsa burnout that everyone talks about, eh? But yeah, so let's move on now, boys, to our baller of the week, donkey of the week. We will nominate and go from there. So first one in is baller of the week, and we will start with Kyle.
Well, the obvious ones are Ferran Torres, probably for the Hattie, and it was a decent Hattie as well.
Hey.
And obviously Alisson for scoring a goal. But I really don't want to choose a City or Liverpool player. So I'm going to have to go with that.
Goal and 2 assists. Just saying.
Well, but Leeds ain't much better, are they? But I'm going to go with Rodrigo because I've always liked him, and he's been a very stop-start season for him. Like he's been in and out, and he's in my dream team as well. I was hoping he'd fucking put me to the top of that league, but he didn't. But yeah, no, he's come back and he's scoring a few goals. So he's back from the injury. I'm going to have to go Rodrigo. Really, pretty. Yeah.
I'm buzzing with that. I'm all over it. Well done, Carl.
Cheers, mate.
Matty, over to you, mate.
There's only one winner, Alisson. I don't even have to speak about it. I mean, just because your hatred for Liverpool is just clouded.
Can't vote for Liverpool player.
Oh, so hold on. All I've heard from you is, I ain't voting for Bale. I ain't voting for Bale for got ball.
What's Bale done? What's he done? He scored a hat-trick against shit teams. What's he done?
Bale got ballered one week, didn't he?
Yeah, but I didn't give him baller.
No, exactly. You wouldn't have voted for him because you're Arsenal, exactly.
Listen, mate, it's his vote. Leave him alone. It's his vote.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's nothing really to say apart from Alisson. It says it all. That don't happen every week. So yeah.
No, there is that.
And obviously, with what he's gone through this season, ups and downs, and tragically losing his dad, that is there's only one winner for me. Yeah, Alisson. Sorry.
No,
Fair play. Well, speaking of not being able to pick Alisson, we go to you, Greg. He's one of your boys, so you can't nominate him, mate. So
bollocks. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, I went with Ferran Torres because even his hat trick obviously happened before the Liverpool game, and that his first goal, that flick, was just it's unreal. Another handsy. Yeah, so I went with Torres, Man City.
Dave.
Yeah, I was tempted with Rodrigo for the same reasons, and then obviously with Torres, with very decent hat trick, he pipped into that. But then, like you say, Alisson, you can't look past a keeper with a header like that. Unreal, glorious header.
It was magnificent header.
So yeah,
Alisson. So that leaves Alisson with 2 nominations. Torres with 1 and Rodrigo with 1. I am not allowed to pick Rodrigo because he's one of my boys. I'm not picking Torres either. And I'm also not picking Alisson. I'm going for the one and only Joe Linton.
Oh my God.
Good penalty. Great penalty.
It's a very good penalty, to be fair. I've
already said from the start of the season, whenever Joe Linton scores, he's my baller of the week. So I'm sticking with it. Joe Linton.
You're letting your love for Steve Bruce get in the way there.
You're all from Linton.
Joe Linton. He's he's my baller of the week.
One important striker, isn't he, Joe Linton?
Mate, he's prolific. Absolutely prolific, the boy.
I've actually got a vision. I reckon next season he might be all right. I've got a funny feeling.
Here goes Tottenham to replace Kane. They'll bag about 60 mil on him. But yeah, it didn't affect the voting. I would have voted for Alisson, but for comedy value, I thought I'd go with Joe. So yeah, Alisson Becker with the baller of the week, and thoroughly deserved. What a header!
Yeah, well done, Alisson. He does deserve it. He does.
She does, yeah.
He's such a mug.
We'll now go on to our donkey of the week, and I will start with you this time, Dave.
I'm gonna have to go with Alioski because you defended it well with the whole Peppa Pig thing, but I'm on with all the pissing off Dwight McNeil, but it's just how it went down with minimal contact. It just reminded me of when he got Pepe sent off. So I'm sorry, it's all come back. So yeah, Alioski.
To be honest, you could nominate him for his shot that he had that went out for a throw-in and all. That was something to behold. Can't believe you voted for Gianni Alioski. Bang out of order. Jonesy, we're going with you, mate.
I actually couldn't think of a donkey. I'm just going to have to go Everton. Just hold a bang for losing at home to Sheffield United.
I
know exactly how they feel. But we lost at home to Sheffield United. But yeah, I wanted to hold a bang for United that week. Yeah, Everton, really. Just
shout out to the youngster, Jefferson.
Yeah, fair play to him.
I should have gone with him, bowler, actually.
I'm going to go with mine next. And I'm actually gonna go with you, Jack. I was gonna go Ancelotti for the same reason. Like they've got an opportunity to get in Europe, like the best chance they've had in a long time, and all they got to do is fucking one of the things they got to beat Sheffield United, and they get turned over by them. So, but yeah, I'll change it just to sort of go in line with you, and I'm gonna go Everton as well, Everton Football Club.
I can change mine to Ancelotti if you want. I give it either or.
Everton as a whole. Yeah, that'd do. Matty.
Yeah, this was a toss-up between Jorginho and Everton, to be fair, for the same Everton for the same reasons. But yeah, I think it's poor. I think the media in the early part of the season, they were fucking arse-licking Everton for absolute fun. How about no one mentions how much dough this football club spent? They've spent 10 times more money than we have. I'm sure.
That Farhad Moshiri's so minted, mate.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, best chance they've had of getting in Europe since, well, I don't even know when. Yeah, and that result's pathetic. Sheffield United have got nothing to play for, apart from maybe a minor bit of pride. I was going to go Jorginho because of what happened in the Arsenal-Chelsea game, but I don't think that it was a poor move, but he's played all right since then, and he played all right this evening as well. So, yeah, I'm happy to go with Everton. Yeah, that'll do me.
Fair play. Gory.
Well, do you know what? They're obviously, they've won it.
Terrible.
But my donkey is Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, I want to change mine and all.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what, right? That Lacazette meter of the scream, what he done the other day, screaming on the pitch because Fabinho fucking went near him. Fuck off, rat boy.
He was pissed off, wasn't he? He was getting beat. That's it. He just couldn't cope. That's what you do.
Oh, yeah, no, he's fucking
bad. You're right. I agree with you, Greg.
I fucking hate that.
He's second though. You're fucking fifth. Fuck off.
But
that is a fifth.
Well, that finishes that anyway, boys. So Everton win donkey of the week. It's a good one for you, Greg, isn't it? You got Everton as donkey and Alisson as baller. So it's a nice little turnaround for you.
Cleaned up.
So before we end the episode, we're just gonna go over to our predictions. So this week, top scorer is me. I've bagged 11 points.
He's off the bottom, surely.
So Southampton Leeds tonight was the 5-pointer for me.
I had 2-0. I had 2-1.
I got that spot on, Matty. Yeah, you had the 2-1 instead. So I was the only one to get an exact score this week. Next top scorers were Boyle and Dave Scott with 6 points, and Greg and Kyle got 4 points each. So it leaves the table in 5th place, bottom of the league. It's fucking still me.
No.
Got the money.
Gets 11 points and stays bottom.
51 points I'm on, yeah. But now is when it gets interesting.
It's close now.
In 4th, well, joint 3rd is Dave Scott and Kyle on 52 points.
Oh.
So you're only a point ahead of me, boys. Then it makes a little bit of a jump up to 2nd place. Matty with 60 points. So he's 8 points ahead of you, boys. And then 4 points ahead of him in 1st is Greg, still maintaining 1st place. So it leaves it interesting, boys, because we're now going into the last week of predictions. So we need a bit of a turnaround for some of us. But luckily, there's 6 fixtures to pick from again.
Chance.
So we've got a chance. You just never know. So you might have to be a bit tactical with your picks though, and go against the grain to sort of make some ground up here, lads. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in the order of the positions of the league for each fixture as a tactical thing, so people can sort of not just the people that are above can't just copy the people below to stay ahead. So we're going to do that one. So first fixture is Palace versus Arsenal. So we'll start with you, Greg.
2-0 Arsenal.
Boyle.
My heart's telling me Arsenal, but my head's telling me draw 1-1.
Jonesy.
Desmond.
2-2.
Dave.
2-1 Arsenal.
1.
This is nervy, bro. Oh, this is horrible.
It's going to be close come the end of it, for sure.
I've got to go for Palace, haven't I? 1-0 Palace. I've got to go against the grain, boys.
Yeah.
If it comes off, I'm laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1-0 Palace. The next one, Burnley Liverpool. Greg, over to you. Bearing in mind you've now pretty much going to struggle for top 4. It's not in your hands.
2-1 Liverpool.
Boyle.
This is tough. 1-0 Liverpool.
Jonesy.
Who's playing again? Sorry, was it Burnley?
Liverpool.
Listen, Leeds have just pumped them. Leeds have absolutely pumped it.
That doesn't mean Liverpool are going to pump them, though, does it?
How do they react?
3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, this is horrible. Now I'm gonna have to go Burnley. Dave.
2-0 Liverpool.
What was that? Sorry.
2-0 Liverpool.
Oh, you bastards!
You haven't got to though. You don't every day.
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
But it's clever. It's a good ploy because if it does backfire, he'll just race straight out the table.
I'll win.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna. Burnley is shite. Fuck it. 1-1. I'm going with the draw. Next one. Arsenal Brighton. Greg.
This is a tough game for us. Trust me. There is
It's a big game as well, mate.
Arsenal at home.
Yeah.
Normally how it works when they read the team out first. It's normally the home team that goes out first.
I want to make sure here. Yeah.
Mate, Luke.
I'm going to go Desmond.
No, but Brighton are their bogey. Brighton have just won against City as well, haven't they?
We beat them at the Amex. Thanks very much.
Well, where's this game then?
At the Emirates.
Oh, is it?
You dick.
Saudi Arabia.
Boyle, over to you, mate.
2-1 Arsenal. Just scrapage.
Jonesy. I'll tell you what, we'll go with Dave Scott actually, because you and Jonesy are level anyway.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Jonesy.
2-1 Arsenal.
Bearing in mind they have just beat Man City as well.
Yeah, they're tired, mate.
1-0 Brighton.
Ooh.
I've got to do it. I've got to go bold, didn't I?
Yeah, you got to go Steve, didn't you?
Shit or bust, mate. Yeah. Gory. Leeds versus West Brom.
That's a pumping. It's an absolute pumping.
You said you thought Liverpool were going to pump them, and they didn't.
I said 2-2, mate. I didn't say they're pumping about that.
3-0 to Leeds.
3-0. Boyle.
3-1 Leeds.
Dave.
1-0 Leeds.
Leeds in L. It's resounding.
Jonesy.
3-2 Leeds.
See, this is the one I'm not going against the grain because I can't.
Nah.
Yeah, but what's the score now?
And
this
would be the one that I should have. This would be the one we lose, and all the others would be fucking. Oh, what have we got here then? So we got 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 1-0. Oh, 4-0 Leeds. Liverpool Palace, Greg.
Front of the fans. Last game of the season.
Got no French.
Got no French. Right, let's do 3-1 Liverpool.
Boilo.
What's this?
Liverpool Palace.
Who's it? Don't ask who's at home.
4-1 Liverpool.
Jonesy.
5-1 Liverpool. 5-0. Sorry, 5-0.
No, I'll take your first answer.
I hope it's 5-1 now. It'd be fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Dave.
3-0 Liverpool.
Just to be a shithouse, I'm going 5-1 Liverpool.
Benteke to score.
Last minute consolation to bring home the 5 points for me. Right, last one in. Wolves, Man United. Greg.
Oh, Wolves are fucking shit at the minute. 2-0 United.
Boyle.
3-1 United.
Dave.
3-0 United.
Kyle.
I'm going against my team, and I have to because I think we've got a game on Wednesday. So I don't think he's going to be anything silly. I'm going 2-1 Wolves.
Oh.
And I don't like doing it, but I don't think he's going to put out a strong team at all.
Yeah, the last time you done that, you beat Leicester.
No, we didn't. We lost to Leicester. Good luck, though. Well, good guess.
Did you win? Did
Well,
you lose?
lost.
Oh, you lost. Sorry, you played better though. Sorry.
Yeah, play better.
Well, I'm going to have to go against the ground. I'm going to have to go to a draw, and I'm going to go 0-0. 0-0 draw.
I'm not watching that game. If that's, I'll tell you what, it will be a 0-0 ball, won't it?
Yeah, it's going to be dreadful. Usual scum game.
Bad
But yeah, that sort of brings us to a close on it. Anyway, boys, we're gonna do a special episode which we're gonna record on Thursday this week. So I'm gonna release it on Monday. It's goes against our usual schedule, but I'm gonna release it on Monday. And what it's gonna be is we're all gonna pick our Euros squad for England. So it's 26-man squad, boys. We get the extra 3 places this time. So get drafting up your squads and we will sort of brainstorm it on the pod. And what we'll do is we'll all put our squads forward and then the players that we all have in common will be in. And then we'll all have to agree to fill the rest of the squad up with the remaining players that we will pick. We all have to come to an agreement as to who gets in. So it's like a unanimous choice sort of thing. And then we'll come up with our Only Football Fans England squad and put it out there the day before the official squad gets released. So, yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that, boys. So, yeah, look out for that, which will be coming on Monday. Also, the second part of the Leon Constantine interview is going to be released on Friday. So, yeah, look out for that as well. And, yeah, we'll go from there. But until next time, guys, thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and slap a like on the video and rate and review on podcast platforms if you're listening. So, yeah, till next time, guys, all the best.